Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beer Review. I've got my back. so, we're going over to Norfolk to a Woodfordes Brewery for a beer that was very kindly sent as a care package to Raggy's Beer Reviews. How cool is that? I'm always humbled by, anyone, be it a friend of the channel, a brewery, and sometimes even shops that send beers for me to review. I'm absolutely humbled by it. And it's a new beer I've never had before. So it's called Old School Special. It's a classic pale ale, 4.7%. So I presume it's modern traditional more so than craft. Doesn't really say it on the back about the beer, to be fair. So yeah. Brewed by Woodfordes Brewery, Slad Lane, Woodbaswick, Norwich, England, NR13 6SW, United Kingdom. If you go into Woodfordes Brewery, 2 years ago we went and Google got it wrong about the brewery shop being open and whatnot, the times. So if you do fancy going over and it says the shop's open, give it, go on social media, send a message, send an email, give a ring. Just make sure, because they may well have fixed it now. And if they fixed it, then I'm talking wrong. But yeah, I wanted Woodfordes at my wedding, and sadly it didn't happen. But we will be going to Woodfordes Brewery next year on our trip to Hopton in Norfolk. We've got a long weekend. Yeah, and we ain't got a dog. We ain't got the youngest. They're going to my older lad. So yeah, got a nice weekend away. As long as I'm not doing all the driving. I'm a beer reviewer. I need to drink beer. Can't review cola. Well, you can. So there we go. Looks like an amber pour to me, with a few fingers of whitehead there. Crystal clear pour. Old school special. Old school special. Do apologise. I am royally rubbish at remembering. Yep. 2 minutes after the wife told me something I forgot. Malty, a caramel nose on this. Oh. Cheers, everyone. It's been a long day. Although a good one. I've had a good day. Can't fault it. 12-hour work day. 54 12-hour work day. And you know something? I did 12 hours, and I'm still not tired, and I have no idea where I get that energy from. Yeah, well, I'm feeling tired now drinking a beer, funnily enough. Although I've just reviewed an 8%, so this is a step back from that. But there you go. Let's go in. Let's dive in. Let's do it. Oh. Yeah, there's definitely a malty caramel taste to it. We're talking old school. Yeah, we are talking that. And as much as craft beer is at the forefront these days, the modern traditional beers are equally as important as craft. As are your German, your Belgium, your world lagers. All these different styles are so important. And what creases me is when ABV is dropped and the beer the beer that was is not the beer anymore. And that sadly happens throughout the industry. Shall we say, outside people come in, buy breweries, and then beer gets, we all know a beer that we had that is not the beer that it used to be. But then also in brewing, and I get that sometimes sacrifices need to be made to modernise and keep the breweries going, but if the taste disappears and that beer tastes no longer anything like it did, then in the grand scheme of things, all the people that loved it in the first place will disappear. But when you look at, without naming anybody, because this is a Woodfordes Brewery review, it is sad. It is sad. So yeah, old school special. Yeah, delivering beer that we want to drink. I mean, we went to Hunstanton in March. It seems such a long time ago now. And we've been on another holiday recently. I can't remember where we've been. Oh, Bognor Regis. Yeah. Yeah. Forgot about that. But yeah, I went on Stanton in March, and it was only a weekend again, a long weekend. And obviously went to into Hunstanton itself, and there was a discount shop, and I'm always on the lookout for beers, as you are, I go to a different part of the country. I want beers from that part of the country. I don't want my beers. Last thing I want to see is a Nottingham beer in Hunstanton, because I'd be like, what's that doing here? Don't want to buy that. And I walked in, and there's literally loads of Woodfordes beers there, Woodfordes Brewery beers. And I said to the lady behind the bar, right, I want one of them, one. I'll have two of them because I've never had it before, and two of them because I've never had it before, and both. And yeah, it's what you do, isn't it? It's what I do. And then bring them home, do beer reviews, tag the breweries in. I've had to calm it down on certain aspects of the beer review channel. I doing cask beer reviews. I've had to calm it down because literally it's turning into so much work. And at some stage over the winter months, it's going to calm down because we'll only be going out once a week at the most, and it'll be for a few hours, maybe 2 or 3 pints on a Saturday, and that's it. In the grand scheme of things, there's only so many pennies you can afford to spend on beers at the times. I am hoping to actually brew some Woodfordes beer. I'm hoping for Christmas actually to brew Tinseltoes and maybe work through the list. I'm gutted the head cracker is not still about, but obviously I do get that things change and all that. I mean, thankfully somebody gifted me, Mr. Beery Beast in the East gifted me head cracker. He bought it and sent it over. He lives that way in Norfolk, so yeah, awesome. I need to reciprocate and take some Nottingham beers that way before October. Yeah, there's an idea. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on. So it's that time to breathe now, and it's predominantly obviously a modern traditional beer, good old fashioned beer. Nothing wrong with a good old fashioned beer, to be honest. Smooth as you like. A nice sweetish caramel taste to it. Going down a treat. It's funny because my ABV consumption these days is a hell of a lot lower than what it used to be. Probably not as low as what some people drink, but hey ho, you know, I'm not a nun. Hey, I do beer reviews. I want to drink beer. Do beer reviews to drink water. Oh. It's really funny because this is a 4.7%, and one I've just reviewed is an 8%. Yeah, this, I know I drank it afterwards, so yeah, that comes into play some ways. But I find that modern traditional beers hit you harder ABV wise. You can taste the ABV more than something like a craft beer. Certainly IPA craft beer, you know, tropical, that, and it's certainly, whether it's just for me, but these sort of beers hit you harder than those sort of beers. Maybe it's just me, but I've done reviews before where I've drank a 4%er, first beer of the day, drank it, and it's like, oh my god, and it's absolutely kicked my backside. And that was a 4%er, first beer of the day, you know, so you can't blame another beer beforehand. And yeah, this is 4.7. It is 4.7. Let me just double check. Yep. And it's great to see, you know, luckily in Nottingham, for me, we've got the Victoria Hotel in Beeston. There are other places in Nottingham as well. I have seen it. The Redemption Ale House in Heanor. I've also had Woodfordes beer on recently. It's great to see Woodfordes beer this side. You know, I obviously live in Nottingham. I don't live in Norfolk. So, you know, to get the cask specials that don't come into bottles over here is amazing for me. Although when we go across there, I'm hoping to get loads of them. You know, it's got to be done. So, really enjoying this. Yeah, broke my trying to keep beer reviews down to 8 minutes, but you see, modern traditional beers, and it's not an age thing, because you know, only in the last like 15 years have I drank real ales properly. But I just like, you know, a lot of the times I like the modern traditional over them, over the newer stuff. But yeah, it's a lovely beer, sitting home nicely, lives up to its name, old school special. I'm proper feeling sleepy now, and yeah, I may be cooking dinner tonight, so yeah, don't be too sleepy. Yeah, sure the wife will give me a bollocking if I don't cook dinner. But yeah, these things happen, you know. And so, would I drink this again? Yes, I would. Yeah, I'd love to see this on cask. Certainly at the Vicky Hotel in Beeston. That is our predominant one of our very few places that we go to regular. The reason why is because our good friends Andy and Angela live literally 300 yards, 400 yards away from there. So we'll go there, we'll have a walk up, have a couple of pints. Usually I'm driving anyway, so you know that. Then the wife doesn't have to worry. I'm used to driving on 2 pints. Doesn't affect me at all. You know, and you're below the limit as well. I know all that business. But she won't drive at all on any beer. So, you know, fair plays. But yeah, hoping to see more beers from Woodfordes. And yeah, so would I drink it again? Absolutely. Out of 5 from me, good 4.4 out of 5. Yeah, it was a very nice, more, proper decent modern traditional beer. Thank you for watching. See you soon.